Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Gary. I go by Gary the Expert. I hope you're having a fantastic day today. I am going to give you very interesting reason of why people relapse. And the data says 85% of people relapse within the first year of using their drug of choice. Cocaine is the second highest relapse rate drug there is out there. And I'm going to share some reasons on why that is, and then also some reasons of why and how to stop doing that. But before we get into the episode, of course, I've got to tell you about the sponsor of the podcast, Quasi.com, a flight and hotel comparison site, and upskillonline.org, a course website where you can get 10 free courses to start you off. Those courses are already selected as free. Just tab it, choose free, and you can have paid as well. Okay, with that being said, also check out my website. It's going to be in the description of this podcast, garytheexpert.com. And I'm going to share with you right now the benefits, choices of, I don't know if they're benefits, but I'm going to share with the choices and somehow why people unconsciously fall back into a relapse. To do this, I'm going to draw a strange parallel. Might be strange initially, but it makes great sense. Sometimes when we look at, if we think about a subject, and we're involved in that subject, it can be a little bit harder to come up with ideas or rationales or understandings, apart from if we have a different example and we look at that and we go, well, it's obvious because of this reason, it's obvious because of that reason, because we're not so attached to it, we're not so blinded by our emotions, we're not blinded by the current situation. So I'm going to use a parallel example, and the parallel example is this. So 85% of people relapse within the first year. 40 to 60%, if we cut it down the middle, 50% of people relapse within the first 3 months. This is a common experience. I relapsed within my first 3 months of reducing my cocaine addiction, getting rid of it. I could say unfortunately, but that was last time I took it. I don't know when that was ultimately, over half a decade ago at this stage, but that thing definitely helped me go on to the next time to not doing it, right? I mean, it really, really set me off in that direction of not doing it again, because that pain was so bad I didn't want to do it again. So the parallel example is this. I'll give you two stats there, 85% and 50%, is if you win the lottery or someone wins the lottery, I'm sure you in your own mind would say that, look, I'm sorted for life here. I don't have to do anything else. I'm good. I'm sorted, thank God. But the truth is that 78% of lotto winners are worse off 3 years later. Now, as I look at this and I draw this example, it's wild, but 78% of lotto winners are worse off 3 years. And at the start of that, when they won that, never in a million years at the start when they won that money, that in 3 years they think they'd be worse off. There's no way ever. And the same thing I could say for a drug addict who's on a recovery journey, or maybe starting a therapy or rehab or any sort of course or certificate, whatever they want to do. There won't be a certificate for recovery on cocaine. Maybe I should create one. Maybe I should create a certificate. Leave a like if you think I should leave a certificate. So they didn't want to, be in a worse financial position 3 years later, and the drug addict did not want to be relapsing in 3 months or 6 months or 12 months down the road, and definitely in 3 years they don't want to be relapsing. So there's clear parallels in just desire of they didn't want to do that. And then if we look at the reasons why, now this actually takes a bit of critical thinking. This actually takes a bit of fine combing of figuring out the reasons why. So you'd have family reasons, and I said again, the financial family reasons, which is, hey, look, I won 10 million. Of course, I can buy this freaking, brand new luxury car for 250K. I mean, that'll be fine. I won't take in considerations the payments that's going to come out for the next 3 years, but it's 250K, easy. All right. Then you got family. I want to buy their, there's 180 grand Range Rover that I want to buy them. So there you go. House. I want to give you a house. And then, and make sure it has a cinema in there. Make sure it has, the newest, latest heated floors. And okay, so great. All on paper looks fantastic. 3 years down the road, they get swallowed and all of these extra debts, extra problems, extra bills that they didn't understand, they didn't think of initially. And then you have some wise people, the 22% that would invest the money, or they would put it into some sort of index fund that would be able to give them a return or a yearly passive income, basically. Or they invested into property and they did get that passive income. Now, why do 85% of people relapse? Is it because of family financial decisions? No, it's not from family financial decisions. Does your family play a factor? Yes. Do your friends play a factor? Absolutely. They're a massive factor in this instance. But the whole premise of those two parallel examples is that both of them did not want that to happen in 3 years' time, or 1 year, or 3 months, or 6 months, or 12 months. They did not want that to happen. So just not wanting something is clearly not a good enough reason for us to stop doing that thing or stop going in that direction. So along your recovery journey, they do say an average of 4.5. That you just say 4 if you want to round it down, would be people relapse around 5 times before they get onto the straight and narrow path. This is like real relapses. And what I mean by that is not where you say on the weekend that, I'm just gonna have one drink and then you go out partying and then you go take drugs, or you're dry sniffing in your own house. I'm saying like where you're in therapy, where you're in some sort of clinic and rehab. Maybe not rehab, you won't be able to take drugs, but when you're in therapy, that you could take 5 relapses for you there to say, look, there's actually nothing gonna good coming from this, and my therapist helped me view and realize that there actually is nothing gonna good come from this. So it's okay to relapse, but it's not okay to keep relapsing. So what do we do to reduce that or stop that? Well, we need lasting change. That is, critically important for me helping my clients. Very, very critical. Lasting change. Lasting change, again, can be very hard. 85% over 1 year. If you are struggling with drugs, particularly cocaine addiction, I would love to help you in some way, shape, or form. Click the link in the description. Free initial call, free discovery call on me. And I don't think it'll be free forever, but right now, as I'm recording this video and in these, let's say next year, more likely going to be free. I would love to help you. And you're going to need constant support. In the next episode of this podcast and in this YouTube, I'm going to share with you three clear reasons why people do relapse. And you'll find them in the next episode. So expect that in a couple of days. But with that being said, my name's Gary. I go by Gary the Expert. If you want to book a free call with me, do. I've been a personal addict in my own life, in my past. Addict cocaine, addict to porn, gambling, and other various drugs. And I'm proud to say I've got over all of those addictions without a doubt. And right now, I'm helping many, many people with cocaine addictions, as is a predominant problem. It's a ridiculous problem that people have. They don't want to take it, yet they keep falling prey to it. The next episode, we'll look at 3 reasons why people do fall for that relapse, those failure rates. So leave a like, subscribe. If you're listening to a podcast, give it a rating. Give this podcast a rating. That obviously helps me out very much and will help me out in the future. It goes a long way. I appreciate your time. Have a fantastic, fantastic day wherever you are. And I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you for tuning in.